Hey there guys, it's about 8 o'clock on a Sunday and I'm off to watch X-Men Dark Phoenix, which is going to be the last X-Men film owned by Fox. I'm a huge X-Men fan, I've been loving the X-Men films, not all of them have been great, and I know this one hasn't been getting the best reviews, but I just want to have a good time. I just want a good time with an X-Men film, so here it goes. Now, I've been a fan of Fox's X-Men franchise since the first X-Men film back in 2000. X-Men was the main thing that got me into comic books, and since this is going to be the last pure X-Men film, even though we're getting New Mutants next year, I wanted this franchise to end on such a high note. Now, I saw X-Men Dark Phoenix a few days after when it came out, and it's been getting panned by critics and fans, saying it's one of the worst X-Men films ever made, and I gotta say, yeah, it's the worst X-Men film by far, and I wasn't expected to say that. Now, this is Fox's second attempt of doing the Dark Phoenix saga. The first attempt was X-Men 3: The Last Stand. Even though it wasn't a great attempt, I gotta admit, it's such an entertaining film. It's more entertaining than this. Now, by all means, Dark Phoenix isn't really a terrible film. It's just so underwhelming. There are sprinkles of potential greatness throughout the film, but at the end of the day, there's nothing really memorable. I will start with the things I liked. For one, I like the fact that society is finally accepting the X-Men as heroes, seeing McAvoy as Fassbender, as Professor X, and Magneto one last time is great. Probably the saving grace of this film. The train sequence at the third act of the film isn't great, but it is solid. Seeing Nightcrawler going full on rampage with the aliens and seeing Magneto wrecking the aliens is great stuff. And I love the Dazzler cameo. The thing that really pisses me off about X-Men Dark Phoenix are the little things that X-Men Apocalypse set up. Like, we don't go into a relationship between Magneto and Quicksilver. And if you're expecting another Quicksilver scene like in the previous films, there isn't one in this. I mean, Quicksilver is only like 2 scenes in this film and he's gone. The great suits are at the end of X-Men Apocalypse. They're not in this film. They go back to the whole lackluster matching pajamas. Mr. Sinister isn't the villain in this movie, even though the previous film set that up. And for a film that's meant to take place in the 90s, it doesn't feel like the 90s compared to like Captain Marvel. It kind of would have made more sense to just take place 2 years after Apocalypse. Now, the main problem I have with X-Men Dark Phoenix is the fact that this is based on the greatest X-Men storyline of all time, the Dark Phoenix saga, and with this attempt is pretty bad, really. I mean, you have the most generic alien villains ever put to a comic book movie, Fuke and the Dabari. I mean, that's a real shame because we've never seen aliens versus X-Men in the movies before. If it was my choice, I would have had Mr. Sinister in the movie. He would have been a great villain. He could have just been on his own, fighting the X-Men, capturing Jean, using her powers. That would have made much more sense. And the plot in this movie is kind of a watered down version from the plot of Man of Steel. So overall, I didn't like X-Men Dark Phoenix. It's not horrible, but it ends the franchise on such a sour note. So I'm going to give it like a 6 out of 10. This shouldn't have been Simon Kinberg's first directorial debut. Even though he's been a writer and a producer for these films, and I can understand why he was chosen for this, but writing and directing are completely different. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Go like, share and subscribe. Go check out my other videos. Next week I am planning to rank all the X-Men films. But comment down below, what did you think of X-Men Dark Phoenix? And where would you put it with the other X-Men films? Go check out my Facebook, my Twitter and my Instagram page. You guys are awesome. I got your back.